Yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC Vegas 110. Garcia versus Onama. We back on a happy Halloween with another breakdown of a Apex card on the 1st of November. That is not great. If you want me to be honest, I don't think this is a very good card. Where do we start? It's an Apex card. Dud. It's a pretty weak card. Main event, especially. Yeah. There's a few good fights on it, but this is a really weak card. And coming off two very bad cards like Vancouver and 321, is really the best thing to be doing right now. I don't know. 2 weeks in a row, because next week is UFC Vegas 111. So, it is really the best thing to be doing right now after two shit cards. But I say that, yes, it probably is, because for some reason these cards always over-deliver and are great for no reason, so I don't get it either, but a lot, especially this year, it seems like the few Apex cards we've actually got have been some of the best ones of the year. So, still stupid to do Apex cards, but hopefully it over-delivers. Hopefully it over-delivers. I don't really know what else to say there, because I'll tell you that, if you take it at face value, what are you really meant to think of this card? That there's a few good fights on, and then the rest are you're praying doesn't suck. So we're gonna see. I'm intrigued. I'm happy to have fights this week. It's better than having nothing, and yeah, that's the fucking bright spot of the card. It's better than having nothing. It's gotta be, just has to be how you look at it. So, what can you really do? Start of November, Apex after two shit cards. Let's see if the UFC can get back on track. They had two great cards in 320 and the Rio card. Then they fell on their face for 2 weeks. So, let's see if they can get back on track here. On paper, it looks like it's not fucking happening. An execution. We're gonna see if it would be better to be executed than watching this card. But, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued in some fights, and, like I said, it's better than having nothing, so let's talk about it, I guess. Don't really know what else to say. It's a card. An Apex card in 2025. Close to 2026. Let's see what we get, man. Really about all I can say, so that being said, as always, the only thing I really love to say in the intro is the normal YouTube bullshit, which is, please, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn it 200 subs the goal by the end of 2025. We have 2 months. Can we do it? I doubt it. Either way, I still love y'all, and do these for y'all, so I hope you do enjoy them. And let's see what happens on this card. I think I've hit all the main notes in this intro I wanted to hit. Did the YouTube bullshit. Talked about the card being pretty meh. And meh is being nice. The order being hot garbage ain't helping either. Let's get into it. UFC Vegas 110 breakdown on Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. Hope you have a great day. And let's see what we get to begin November. UFC Vegas 110, 13 fights from the Apex. You ready? I know I am. Not or wanting to do this, but let's do it. Not throw it for this card, but we gotta do it. I've done many of these fucking cards, so it's not a new thing. UFC Vegas 110 breakdown. Begin. And we begin the card in the straw weight division like we did last week, and we'll see if this fight is as good as the one. What was last week's opener? That was, what the fuck did open? Oh, Amorim and Mizuki, which was alright. I think this fight's a downgrade from that, which should say a lot. As we have our first fight of the night to open UFC Vegas 110 in the strawweight division, a female opener like we always get at this point, which this is the worst fight on the card, so it makes sense. As we begin UFC Vegas 110 at strawweight with Talita Problem Child Alencar versus Ariane Soriso Cornalosi. Yeah, this is the first fight of the night for a reason. It's a shit fight. Easily the worst fight on the card. Not one I'm thrilled about. Another Brazil versus Brazil battle. We haven't seen enough of those in the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We get another one, and this one he ain't even as good as Dern and Jandiroba, so what does that tell you? Yeah, not thrilled about this one. Alencar's shit. Cornelosi's a guy. Let's get into it. First fight of the night for a reason. It's the worst one. As our first fight of the night is one of the worst ones on the card. 6-1-1 Talita Alencar. Problem child because she's the size of one. 35 years old. Hey, her birthday was 2 weeks ago. 5-1. Somehow not the shortest fighter on the card. That's almost impressive. 2-1 in the UFC. Even though really she is 1-2. She, on Contender Series, went to a draw with Stephanie Luciano to get a contract, which is probably bullshit. She didn't deserve that contract, and it shouldn't have been a draw. So, great start. Then she fought Ryan Dos Santos. Clearly lost, but got handed a robbery, so that's 2 decision to draw and a just win, so 2 decisions she did not deserve. But then she had a rematch with Stephanie Luciano and got her ass beat. And then her last fight against Demopoulos, late back in April, she easily beat her over 15 boring minutes. Oh boy. And now she's here. It's her first time fighting twice in a year in the UFC. Not gonna, if you want to count Contender Series in the UFC. Yeah, she's not good. I don't know what to really say. She's short. She's not a good striker. She should be 1-2 in the UFC. She shouldn't even be in the UFC. She's 35 years old. She's just not very good. Best win, only one is Vanessa Demopoulos, who is in. Could be better, but a lot of time underperforms. I just don't think much of Alencar. I think she's pretty terrible. She's old, short, not good, fine grappler, not UFC level. Should be 1-2, and her only real one's Vanessa Demopoulos, and that was actually the best opponent she's fought. Well, I guess Luciano's pretty good. Fucking dumb. Why is she here? Truly, why is she here? Speaking of fighters who I don't know why they are there, why they're here, her opponent, the fellow Brazilian Ariane Cornalosi. Small difference. Alencar's a female. That's a guy. 15-3. 32 years old. Her birthday's in November, so these two are both celebrating birthdays, so she's gonna be 33 in a couple weeks. 3-2 in the UFC, even though really she's 2-3. Her 2 wins have been Na Liang and Estela Nunez. Her losses have been Angela Hill, Lupe Godinez, and Pierre Rodriguez. She lost to Pierre Rodriguez because she lost. She got headbutted a little bit and then acted like she got fucking shot and acted her way to a fake win. So, yeah, she's 2-3 in the UFC, and her only wins are shit fighters. So, Nunez and Liang, great. I never knew she was booked to fight Mackenzie Dern. That's crazy. For her first fight in a year and a half, she's terrible. But what can I really say? Like, every time she's fought a competent fighter, she got destroyed. She got finished by Angela Hill. Enough said there. They had her 2 wins, are 2 of the worst fighters I've ever fucking seen. Somehow got a win over Ketlin Souza. She's not good. I don't know what to really say. She's not good. She looks like she should be a good fighter because she's a fucking guy. But she sucks. She's fucking terrible. Built like Paulo Costa, but fuck, even less skill than he has. She's terrible. What else can I say? What is she good at? I don't remember. She's so shit. What is she bad at? Fighting. She's good at acting though. Yeah, she sucks. I don't know what you want me to say. She's fucking terrible. And yeah, what am I really meant to say here? The bag ass first fight, I have Talita Alencar minus 250 to plus 200. I struggle to disagree, to be honest. I truly do. Cornelosi's 1 inch taller with a much bigger reach, and actually the picks are leaning her way, but it's actually gotten closer throughout the week. Before, it was like, I were like 80% going for Cornelosi or some shit, so happy people are getting smarter and actually putting in their picks now, because I don't know why the odds were like that before. Yeah, I'm going to Talita Alencar. Minus 250 sounds about right. She should win this. Cornelosi is terrible, and Alencar should be able to get her down. I think Alencar has better cardio. I don't think either are good strikers. And obviously if Alencar gets it down, she's much better on the ground. Give me Alencar by decision. I think she's much better. I think she should win this. And I think both are fucking garbage fighters, but if I have to make a pick, give me Talita Alencar by decision. What am I really meant to say? This fight's awful. This would not even really make it as an Invicta prelim. And, yeah, give me Alencar by decision. Not really, much else to say. Could she lose? Yeah, I could see it kind of like a Morim. If she just either gets reversed or can't get takedown, she could easily lose. But I'm going to say that doesn't happen. I'm going to go Talita Alencar by decision. Hate making that pick. Don't like either. But give me who I think's better. Give me Alencar in a shit opening fight. But it's the opening fight for a reason. Thankfully, after that, we get to our second fight of the night, our first pretty good fight of the night, even though this should be on the main card. It's for some reason the second fight of the card. Make that make sense. As we have in our second fight of the night, our first male fight of the night, and our last one for a while. We have in our second fight of the night a fight that should be on the main card because it's one of the best fights on the card. Not, I guess that says more about this card than this fight, because this fight's good, but it should not be the like 5th best fight on the card, but it is, and I'm really excited for this one. As we have in our second fight of the night, our first good fight of the night after whatever the fuck that opening fight is, we have in our first male fight of the night at welterweight, Phil the Fresh Prince Rowe versus the Korean Tyson Seok Hyun Ko. Pretty decent fight here. Veteran versus prospect, experienced in the UFC versus their second fight in the UFC. This is a good one. I'm very intrigued in this one. One guy with a lot of hype, one guy just coming off breaking his losing streak. Will Smith versus Korean Tyson. This is a good one. I'm very excited and intrigued in this one. Got a good prospect here. First of 2 South Korean prospects on this card that are pretty decent. Let's talk about it. We'll begin with the veteran here, the more UFC experienced Phil Rowe, 11-5, 35 years old. A lot of old fighters on this card. I think there's only like 2 or 3 fighters under the age of 30 on this fucking card. 4-3 in the UFC. Like I said, he's just coming out breaking his long losing streak. Coming off the Contender Series. Yes, he beat Leon Shabazian. I'm guessing Edmund's brother. His 4 wins in the UFC have been Oran Kosi, Jason Witt, Nico Price, and Angel Lusa. His losses have been Gabe Green, Neil Magny, and Jake Matthews. Rowe's a weird case, because he seems to be a decent fighter, but you look at his wins, no one that good. In that Lusa fight, he was losing. He got lucky he got that finish. And then when you've seen when he has fought competent opponents like Neil and Jake and even Gabe Green, he's got beat. So he's not bad, but like he's had issues in the UFC making weight. You see 2 weight misses, being active. That's not been a strong suit of his. Beating good fighters. That's been a big one. Do I think he's terrible? No. I think Phil Rowe's a perfectly fine fighter. But having a 4-3 record after, 4 years in the UFC, your best win is Nico Price. And you lost to respectable opponents, and Gabe Green. He's kind of been a guy who's floated around for a couple years, and you could be doing worse. You could be on a big 3-4 fight losing streak or whatever, but I don't know, like, he's fine. I don't think he's bad, like I said, but he just doesn't really, like, wow you. He's never really, that Losa fight was good, but he was losing and he needed that finish. So, like, happy he broke his losing streak, but in that fashion, and let alone against a fighter that shitty. What can you say? And again, that losing streak, Neil and Jake, more than understandable. You still lost, so. And now he's 35, like, and I picked him as underdog to beat Lusa there, so I'm not shitting on him for no reason. I'm not trying to shit on him at all. He's a fine fighter, but again, if you look over the welterweight division, if you look at the full roster right now, Rowe's gonna not be a guy who sticks out for being good or bad. He's just gonna be a guy who's like, oh yeah, he's there. So he has skill. He's a pretty decent fighter, but he's just especially at a division like welterweight, his skill is just kind of forgettable. He's not garbage, but he's not phenomenal either. So I don't know, he seems like a good dude, that helps, but I don't know, he's just kind of there. That's kind of been his UFC career, he's just kind of there. See, maybe he can change that this week, because he can steal a lot of eyes beating the very hyped up after his debut, his opponent, Seo Hyun Ko, 12-2, 32 years old, one of the better prospects we have on this card. Maybe you can make a case for the best prospect we have on this card. 1-0 in the UFC, coming out to Contender Series. In his UFC debut, we all remember a couple months ago when he embarrassed and fraud-checked Obum Elliott. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a really good debut on short notice, changing opponents to go from to do that in your debut, to fraud check a guy who was one of the more hyped up prospects in the division. That's impressive, and he schooled him. It wasn't like some close thing. He 30-27'd him across the board. So it was not close, and it was an impressive debut for Ko, and he's an interesting one, going by the name Korean Tyson, which is weird because in his debut he's a grappler. So I guess that's kind of telling us this guy can strike, and I'm excited to see if he really can. His grappling looked phenomenal. Now let's see if he can throw hands. Again, with that nickname, I can imagine he can. He has 6 knockouts. Let's see what he can do here. Again, Rowe has an opportunity. Still a lot of hype, beating one of the best prospects in the division right now. But can he? We're gonna see. Ko's good. Ko's good. Again, fraud checking Oban in the debut is no joke. And let's see what Hyun can do here in his second UFC fight. And his rookie year, another win here would put him probably, I would say, in the top 15 rookies of the year, which I'll be doing that at the end of the year. And the other kid can do. He's a very, very interesting prospect in this division. Let's see what he can really do. The back after his fight, Seiko is going to get his second UFC win, having him at minus 185 to plus 150. I can't disagree. I'd probably have him minus 190, 195. Like, it's hard not to pick him here. He's much shorter, with a 9.5-inch reach disadvantage. Those are issues, but he is 79% picked. Like I said, it's hard not to pick Ko here. Like, I don't love the height and reach disadvantages, but dude's good. The dude is pretty dang good, and from what we've seen in his first two fights on a Contender Series and the debut, he looks well-rounded. We know his grappling is good. We saw his striking on Contender Series. It was alright. Rose, not an unbeatable guy. I'm gonna go Seok Hyun Ko here. I think he's gonna be able to get the win. I'm gonna go by decision. I could see a knockout. I really could. But I think I'm gonna lean with decision. I'm very intrigued in this fight. I want to see what we can get from Ko here. And yeah, let's see if the idea of this guy being a really good prospect continues, which there's many at welterweight, so you know, I don't think we're gonna be. If he did lose, it wouldn't be the biggest hit to the division, but still be cool to not see him get fraud checked, at least yet, if he's going to wait. So give me Seok Ko by decision. I could see Rowe pulling the upset off here. I'm not gonna say I don't think it's likely. I think Cornelowski has a better chance, but give me Seok Ko by decision. Let's see what he can do. Should be an interesting fight. He looks like a well-rounded, good fighter. Both these guys are pretty well-rounded, but I think Ko is a bit better. Cardio, grappling. Give me Ko by decision. Of course, I would love to pick KO by KO, but I just can't. So, give me Ko by decision. Has anyone finished 4-0 in the UFC? I think all of his losses are decisions, right? Yeah. Give me Ko by decision. There you go. Very excited for that fight. Very good second fight of the night. Which I can't say for our next fight. Our third fight of the night. Going back to strawweight for another Invicta prelim. What the fuck is this, man? What is this? They wanted to put this on the main card at first. Thank God they have fixed that fuck up, but there's still issues with this order. But that's besides the point. What the fuck is this fight? As we have our third fight of the night, going back to strawweight for another bad fight. Even though I think this fight is better than the Cornelowski fight. God, how shit is that fight? We have another pathetic excuse for a fight at strawweight. Thank God there's one good female fight on this card, and it's after this. We have in our third fight of the night, our second one at strawweight, and our last terrible strawweight fight on this card. We have Montserrat Sanjeo Ruiz versus Alice Ardellyan. Oh, Jesus Christ, do I have to pick a winner here? Yeah, this is a bad fight. I don't know what to really say. 3-fight losing streak, haven't fought in 2 years, versus somehow Alice Ardellyan coming off a win. Again, at least it's the last bad strawweight fight, and thank God there's one good female fight on this card after this. So let's talk about this. We gotta talk about this shit first. So let's talk about it. We'll be in with the short fighter here, the returning fighter, the Mexican Montserrat Ruiz, 10-4, 32 years old, 5 feet tall, the shortest fighter on the fucking card, with a 1-3 UFC record. In her UFC debut, she beat Cheyenne Lismas in that legendary shit show. But ever since, she's only been losing. getting destroyed by Amanda Lemos, and then taking 2 years off to just come back and get beat up by Jacqueline Amorim and Eduardo Mora. And now after that, she 2 years later, almost to the day, she is back. Why? I don't know. They gave her, like, they extended her contract out of that more fight, 'cause I think more missed weight, and for Ruiz to accept that, they got whatever. I don't fucking know. It's stupid. What? She's just not good. I don't know why she's still here. She's not good. Her losses. Okay, Lemos and Eduardo makes sense. Amorim, that's a little more egregious, but whatever. Why is she still here? Why is Ruiz here? She's 5 feet tall. She's not very good. She's not active. You got better Mexican female fighters. Why is she here? Oh, I could take a couple guesses, but I don't think Dana wants anyone to know about those, so. I don't know, like, she's too small, she's not good, she's an atomweight, and even at atomweight I don't think she'd be very good. She's not active. On a 3-fight losing streak, hasn't fought in 2 years. What the fuck am I meant to say? Somehow she makes her opponent look good. That opponent being the Romanian Alice Ardoyan, 10-7, 33 years old. Jesus Christ, 5'3", looks like a goddamn giant. 1-2 in UFC, even though you could make a case she should be 2-1, but whatever. Her UFC debut, she had a very close fight with Shauna Bannon in what I thought was a debatable decision, but you know, they both fucking suck anyway. Then she fought Melissa Martinez and got demolished when I remember. I think. Maybe it was a close fight. I don't remember it being. And then in her last fight, she actually got a win, beating Ryan Dos Santos, who we talked about earlier, and won a pretty big upset. I think she was like fucking plus 300 there. You're like, oh, okay, never mind. Somehow that one fight of the night, even though that was a good fight. And, yeah, she somehow kept her job doing it. The loser of that fight was getting cut. And guess who got cut? Ryan Dos Santos. So yes, Alex Ardoyan coming into this fight off a win, a bonus, and is the base favorite on the card. I don't know what this sport is anymore. Is Ardoyan good? No! No, she's a fucking sloppy striker. That's it. She's not talented at all. But somehow that won her a fight, and somehow she looks way better as a fighter than Ruiz. So I don't get this sport. I don't get it. The betting odds for this fight have Alex Ardoyan again, the biggest favorite on the card, at minus 420. Nice. To plus 310, and I can't believe I can actually say it. I can't disagree. I can't disagree that she should be the biggest favorite here. I would have her minus 450. 3 inches taller, 1 inch in reach. Everyone's picking her. I can't believe I'm gonna fucking say it, and I hate it. Burns my soul. Alex Ardoyan's my lock of the night. And I've had plenty terrible locks of the night looking last week. Ardoyan is the best one. I don't know how she would lose this fight in a striking match. She can hit her from across the goddamn cage. Like, she should be able to win the striking easily. Grappling, Ruiz is tiny and probably not that strong. I don't know how Ardoyan could lose this. I truly don't. Give me Alex Ardoyan by decision. My lock of the night. Do I like that pick? No, I don't love picking her or making her the lock. But I have no other options. The only other options I have, I trust Ardoyan more. So, there you go. Not thrilled at all. But you gotta make the picks and locks you gotta make, so... Give me our Alex Ardoyan by decision, my lock of the night. Could Ruiz win? I guess. But I have no idea fucking how. She would need to somehow turn into Marab and just grapple fuck Ardoyan for 15 minutes, and it's not gonna happen. So, give me Alex Ardoyan by decision. Fuck this fight. please don't screw me over. Just win. Give me another lock W. And, what else can I fucking say, man? Alvarado Jan's my lock of the night. Fuck this fight and fuck this card. Next. Thankfully, we do get a good female fight on this card, and it actually should be higher on the card. I think this is extremely disrespectful for this fight to be as low as it is, but whatever. UFC's fucking retarded when it comes to making card orders. They could hire me at any time to do it for free. I don't even need to go anywhere. I could just fucking do what I do every week. But, you know, that makes sense, and I would actually make the orders make any fucking sense, so whatever. I thought I put out that short. By the time you're watching this, I probably have that short out, maybe. But, whatever. Back to the point. The only good female fight on this card, in our first fight of the night, or final female fight of the night, from strawweight to bantamweight. The first time bantamweight's ever been better than strawweight, as we have a top 5 fight in the division to see a good possibility of who could fight the winner of Nunez-Harrison next, as we have in our fourth fight of the night, a top 5 fight at bantamweight, the most disrespected fight on the card because how is it not on the main card? We have Katlyn Phenomenal Vieira versus Norma the Immortal Dumont. Oh, the disrespect the UFC has for rankings. It will never make sense. Why even have them if you could be in a top 5 fight and be on the fucking middle of the prelims? I don't get it. This is bullshit to be this low on the card. You can make a case this should be the main event, because it's more important than the main event. But whatever. Let's talk about this fight. Yeah, this is an interesting one here. Katlyn trying to defend her ranking, Dumont trying to get her 6th win in a row and get a title shot. This should be interesting. I'm intrigued in this one. Another Brazil battle. God damn it. Let's talk about it. We'll begin with the higher ranked Brazilian and the lesser of the two. Katlyn Vieira, 15-4, 34 years old, 9-4 in the UFC, a lot of 4s. I feel like every time I break down a Katlyn fight, I say the same fucking thing. Her wins in UFC have been, not even gonna try that name, Ashley Evans-Smith, Sarah McMahon, Kat Zingano, Sajara Eubanks, Misha Tate. She lost to Aliom, Penny Kianzad, and Macy Chasson. She has lost to Irene Aldana, Ayana Santos, Raquel Pennington, Holly Holm, and Kayla Harrison. Like I said, I swear I say the same thing with Katlyn every time. Like, I start with the obvious. I don't think she's that good. I don't know how she's been ranked so highly for so long. Like, if you really look at who she's beat, Kat Zingano, okay, that's a good one. Irene Chinder, Yana beat her, Holly beat her, Raquel beat her, Kayla beat her. It's like, yeah, you've beat Chasson and fucking Kat, but outside of that, she's beaten on that fucking good. And how the fuck, I just don't get how she's been so highly ranked for so long when she's just not that good. I've just truly never thought she was that good. Maybe I'm wrong and I've never seen it, but I don't think anyone really thinks Katlyn's really a contender that good. So, like, is she a can? No, I wouldn't say probably not. She can still be shittier fighters, but top 5 for as long as I can remember her being. The lowest I think she's ever been ranked is probably like 6th or 7th from what I can remember since I've fucking started watching. So, like, she's been ranked in the top 7 of the division for like 6 years now. And again, when she's not really that good, she's not really good at it. Her striking is subpar, her grappling is subpar. I don't get it. I fucking don't, but I guess that what I believe or think is not stopping her, so it's good for her. Maybe she can pull it off again here, who knows. If she did, it'd probably be your best win of her career, to be honest. Like, if she somehow wins this fight, it'd probably be either, at worst, the second best win of her career, so we'll see what happens. Again, I say the same thing of Caitlyn every time, because I still believe it. I just never have thought she was that good. Not really sure what else to say. The opponent, though, who I do think is pretty decent and been overlooked and disrespected by the UFC, her opponent, Norma Dumont, 12-2, 35 years old. She's 35? And birthday was on the 1st, so a month later, we'll see how she does. 8-2 in UFC. Her 8 wins have been Ashley Evans-Smith, Felicia Spencer, Aspen Ladd, Danielle Wolf, Carol Hossa, Chelsea Chandler, Jermaine Durandamy, and Irene Aldana. Her 2 losses have been Megan Anderson and Macy Chasson. She really enjoyed losing to tall fighters. So, how has Dumont, not been in a main event or in, title talks? 5 wins? I get, at first, up to, I would say, this point. This point in her UFC career, she was a joke. She beat shitty fighters, she lost. Okay, Danielle Wolf's a joke. But since this Hossa fight, she's been legit. She should really be getting some respect for this. Carol Hossa, good win. Chelsea Chandler, that fight's a meme. Whatever, she sucks. But her last 2 wins, she pretty much retired Jermaine Durandamy and had a great fight for Irene Aldana where she beat her on the feet. So, I don't get why Dumont doesn't get any respect. I guess woman's bantamweight. But 5 wins, which I believe has to be the longest win streak in the division, against good competition. And she's fucking, not even barely top 5, and she's not even in title talks. It's what the fuck? I feel bad for her, almost. Of course you're not gonna jump Pena or Kayla or Nunez at one point, but at this point, how is she not ranked 3rd or 2nd? It's fuck, man, I feel bad for her. No one talks about her in the division. She gets completely overlooked. She's on the fucking prelims here. It's bullshit. I think it's bullshit, but that's the UFC for you. It's fucking tough to get talked about, so a win here and you have no choice but talk about her, but first she has to get the win here. So, we'll see if she can do that, because if she does, she has to be first in line to fight the winner, Kayla Nunez. And, let's see though. She has to get the win here first. Very possible. She's pretty well-rounded. Her striking is good. Her grappling has gotten better. It looks like she got the weight cut down at this point. She's decent. She's a very good fighter. And they come for this division standards. And, see what she can do. See if she can get that 6th win in a row and probably lock up a title shot. I would have to imagine. Let's find out. The betting I'd say she will get that 6th win, having her minus 155 to plus 125. Another fucking time. I can't believe the betting odds are actually respecting Norma for the first time ever. I swear, in most of her fights, she's always the underdog. So, it's good to see her actually getting respect now. And I think those odds are fair. Yeah, they 150, 160 is about right. I can't really see any issue with that. Caitlyn's 1 inch taller and 1 inch in reach, and Dumont's 87% picked. Crazy. But I can't disagree. I think she's a better fighter than Kelly Veda. I truly do. I don't think Kelly Veda's good. And at least as good as her ranking would tell you. I think Norma's better. I truly do, so I was gonna pick her anyway because I am biased, memes and whatnot, a long story. But I've picked Norma in all of her fights. I'm not gonna stop now. Give me Norma Dumont by decision. I think she's gonna get the win here. I truly do. I think she's better. I think she can squeak out a win here. Get a lock of a title shot. Give me Norma Dumont by decision. Again, I'm happy she's getting respect by the betting odds, and that's it. No one's talking about this fight. It's on the prelims. It's bullshit, but get a win here, people will start talking, and eventually Norma will get what she's earned. So, give me Norma to win by decision. Let's get this win first before that, and yeah, give me the dump truck by decision. Could she choke it? We've seen her lose before, but it's been a while, and I don't think Kellen's that good, I think. So, give me Norma by decision. After that, we get back to the male side of things for the rest of the card, beginning with our first heavy fight on this card. You know, this is at middleweight. It's the first of the bigger fights on the card, and might be the only finish on this card, I predict. Jesus Christ. As we have in our 5th fight of the night, our first of 2 short notice replacement opponents. And this one would have been better if they just rebooked the original fight instead of having to watch this dickhead fight. But whatever. As we have in our 5th fight of the night, beginning the rest of the card of all the guys. Let's see how they perform. We have in our 5th fight of the night, and our first debut of the night, I think first of 2, we have Dante Lockjaw Johnson. Dante Johnson, our wide receiver, versus Cedricus the Reaper Dumbass. Oh boy, Cedricus Dumas is back. Call the fucking newspapers. Yeah, so we'll begin with the short notice part of things. This was originally meant to be Dante Johnson and Nick Klein, but Nick Klein pulled out. Dumas steps in, and now it's Dumas and Johnson. So instead of Klein getting an ass beating, it's gonna be Dumas. Nice. Let's talk about the fighters. I don't got much good to say about Dumbass, so let's talk about the fighter I do have decent things to say about. That being the debutante here, our first fighter of the fight, Dante Johnson, 6-0, 26 years old, coming off getting a contract on Contender Series a couple months ago, which I did talk about Dante a little bit in my Contender Series recap for the season 2 weeks ago, or last week actually, so talked about him there, but I'll talk about him again here, even though there's not much to say. 6-0, so if you've heard about this fight by now, you know, he fought on Contender Series at heavyweight. He's debuting here at middleweight. That is batshit insane, and, yeah, that is insane, but, cool. He's not a big dude at all. He's only 5'8", so he's very short. He's extremely short, and it looks like middleweight's probably the right move for him, so we'll see how it goes here. Again, he looked good at heavyweight, now take all that weight off. See how he does at middleweight, so he looked good on Contender Series against a shit fighter, but you know, it is what it is. Undefeated, all first round knockouts. See what this guy can do. Looked good. Making his middleweight debut after fighting at heavyweight. Excited to see what he can do here. Not really much else to say. And funny enough, I have even less to say about his opponent, the piece of shit himself, Cedricus Dumbass. Bail ain't cheap, or whatever. Yeah, fuck him. I don't need to say much. I guess his nuts are okay after that Zach Reese fight, since he jumped to take this fight as quickly as possible, so I guess he's okay after all. Yeah, fuck him. We all know he's just a John Jones wannabe. He more likes to fight females more than males, and he's a piece of shit, so he can go fuck himself. I'll never pick him, and fuck him. The bang answers fight have Dante minus 375, 2 plus 1, plus 280. That's a little wide if I want to be honest. I probably move Dante down to maybe minus 310. I think that's a little more fair. I think 375, almost 400 is a little steep. 5'8" to 6'2", that's not great. 74, 79, that ain't great either. So, do I think Johnson's a better fighter? Yes. But is the height and all that a bit of a worry? Yeah. Never leaving round one? Yeah. So, definitely some worries there, but I still think mine 310 sounds right, and I'm still gonna pick him here. A, because I actually think he's gonna win. B, I would never pick this piece of shit. So there you go. Give me Dante Johnson by knockout in the first. Hopefully he can do what Zach Reese didn't get a chance to. Man, could Reese is an idiot and kicked him in the dick, but Dumas also sold it like he was dying. So there you go. Yeah, don't throw a kick, Dante, just knock him the fuck out. That's the plan. So, give me Dante Johnson by knockout in the first. Hopefully, that's all I can say. Hopefully, we get to see the piece of shit get put out, and yeah, that's really all I gotta say there. Give me Dante Johnson by knockout in the first. Simple. Fuck Cedricus Dumas. After that, we go to our co-main event of the prelims, going from the middleweights to the bantamweights for a pretty interesting fight here, mainly betting odds-wise, because I don't understand the betting odds here at all. But we'll talk about that as we have in our co-main event, the prelims at bantamweight, a fine fight. Our other really good South Korean prospect on this card that I talked about earlier. We have his bantamweight brother. I don't know. We have in our co-main event the prelims at bantamweight, Timmy Twilight Kwamba versus Chang Ho Lee. I thought I didn't want to be called Korean Marab or some shit. Whatever. Yeah, this fight's not phenomenal, but it's alright. It's very much carried by Chang Ho Lee being a very interesting prospect. And, yeah, so we'll see how Korea does on this card. We talked about Ko earlier. Let's see if Lee can do well and do good as well. Let's talk about it. Well, first we had to talk about the opponent. So I guess both Koreans are going to be the blue corner. I guess topology could be wrong. But first we will talk about the American Timmy Twilight, 9'3", 26 years old, 1-2 in the UFC. His one win are his 2 losses in the UFC were his first 2 UFC fights against Pelagioki and Lucas Almeida, and then his last fight he beat Roberto Romero, which I predicted very badly. And now he's 1-2. He lost on Contender Series. That was a complete robbery from what I remember a couple years ago. And yeah. Trying to think what else I could say. Before I get to the main point of, yeah, this dude's garbage. I don't know what else to really say. Oki, that's a whatever loss. Almeida, that's a bad one. Romero, okay, fine win, you know. That fight kind of exposed Romero for being ass and kind of hurts the guy in the main event, but whatever. Yeah, Timmy Kwamba's garbage. I don't know what else I can really say. I'm not gonna lie to you and say, man, he's pretty decent. No, he's not. He's fucking not. He's shit. I truly don't think he's good at all. And I know he proved me wrong last time. Roberto Romero was my lock as a night for that card. I just don't think Timmy Kwamba's any good. I don't know what else I meant to say. This dude's shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. His striking is not very good. Lucas Almeida pieced him up. His grappling, didn't he win by submission? I like won by submission. Grappling, and we will see. We're gonna definitely see in this fight. He's not good. I don't know what else to say. People can lie and pretend. He's not fucking good at all. And that's about the nicest thing I can say about him. He fucking sucks. His opponent, though, I'm making sure this is bantamweight because I swear he fought Romero at featherweight. To talk about his opponent, though, who I do think's pretty decent, the Korean Chang Ho Lee, 11-1, 31 years old. 2-0 in UFC. His first UFC fight was winning the Road to UFC finale, beating Long Zhao in a very close fight. A lot of people disputed that decision. It was a close fight, could have won either way. And then obviously he got 2 finishes on the Road to UFC to get there, so not bad. And then his last fight, I believe, was he the underdog? No, he's actually a slight favorite. He beat the living shit out of Cortavius Romulus and got the finish bonus, got Romulus cut, and now he's going in this fight. Lee's decent. His grappling's very good, as we saw in the Cortavius Romulus fight. His striking is not bad. I know he has a lot of KOs, but I think most of them are probably TKOs. If he wanted, like, his best skill is grappling, and where I think his striking, I don't think is terrible from what I remember, but I don't remember it being phenomenal either. Grappling is his main weapon. Again, he wants to be called Korean Khabib Marab or some shit, so that means you grapple, and he's decent at it. He's not the best grappler in the world, but he's decent. Again, he looked really good against Romulus, but that's a low fucking bar. Is Kwamba much of a step up from Cortavius Romulus? I really don't know the answer to that. Yeah, I think Chang Ho's an interesting prospect. I think Seo Kyun Ko is a little bit better, but I think Chang Ho's an interesting one, and let's see what he can do here. 3rd UFC, well, his 2nd official UFC fight, 3rd overall, I guess. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do here. See what a Korean Marab has in the tank. Maybe he'll show some striking like Marab. Who knows? But here's my problem with the fight. The betting odds. Timmy Kwamba's the fucking favorite. What? Why? How? Why? That literally does not make a lick of sense to me. Sometimes I can understand betting odds, like, just on this card. Look, I understand why people were picking Cornelowski. I don't understand why anyone would pick Kwamba here. So, he's an inch taller with a bigger reach. He's not good. In a striking match, who do I think wins? I think it's a close one. In a grappling match, Lee's better. I think this is free money. I think this is one of the best underdogs in a long, since probably like Colby Thickness. An easy underdog pick. I don't understand why Lee's the underdog. I would have Lee like -160, -170. He should win this fight. He's way better than Timmy Kwamba. Like, I don't fucking understand why Kwamba's the favorite here. He's not good. He's just fucking not. Cool, he beat Roberto Romero, who's shit. Again, I'm not saying Chang Ho Lee's beat good fighters, but Long Zhao would beat the shit out of Timmy Kwamba. What the fuck is Chang Ho Lee gonna do? Who beat Long Zhao? Give me Chang Ho Lee by decision. He's so much better than Timmy Kwamba, and he should win this fight. I don't know why he's the underdog. That's free money. If you want to, I think it's a good bet, but that's for you to decide. I can't tell you to do that or not, but that's for you to decide. I don't know why he's the underdog. I think he's the best underdog on the card by a mile, and usually I'm wrong when I say that, but this time I'm more confident here than I was with Ron Betsky. So how well that turned out. He almost won. Give me Chang Ho Lee by decision. There's no world he should be the underdog here, and yeah, give me Chang Ho Lee by decision. What else can I really say? He should win. And why is he the underdog? Kwamba is garbage. Give me Chang Ho Lee by decision. Best underdog of the card. Free money. And then after that, we get to our featured prelim. This probably 2nd worst fight on the card is somehow the featured prelim. Make it make sense. Yeah, I know you can't, because UFC couldn't if they tried. As we have in our featured prelim at light heavyweight, again, the 2nd worst fight on the card, somehow over Lee Dumont. This fucking sport. The fucking UFC ordering team needs to get fired. And we have in our featured prelim at light heavyweight a shit fight between Kevin Christian versus Billy Elecana. If you said who to both the names I just said, I don't blame you, because this fight is garbage. No, Kevin Christensen is not some rando they signed on short notice. He came from Contender Series, we'll talk about that in a second. Elecana, somehow coming off a win. This fight sucks. How is it a featured prelim? Ugh. Let's talk about it. Let's begin with the debutant, the second and final one of the night, I believe. The Brazilian Kevin Christian, 9-2, 30 years old. Made his UFC debut here after getting a contract on Contender Series a year ago. If you watched, for the two people who watched my retrospective of Contender Series last year, I talked about Christensen a little bit. He's one of only 2 fighters who have not debuted yet after getting contract last year, not counting other ones who, for different reasons, haven't debuted. So he's finally debuting a year later after getting an undeserved contract after winning a shit fight. And yeah, so here he is. I don't remember much about his Contender Series fight outside of it was shit. He won as a big underdog, I believe. Oh no, he's actually the favorite. Was this the week I think it is? That would explain. No, no. Why did he get a contract here? I don't get it. He didn't look that great. He beat up a shit fighter. He's terrible. What the fuck am I meant to say? He's one of the worst fighters signed last season, and I think he's improved me right on Saturday. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's great, but I'm gonna say, no, he's fucking not. I'm gonna say he's not, and, yeah. Why is he fucking here? A year late. Dumb. And then for his opponent, Billy Elecana, 8-2, 30 years old, more experienced of the two in UFC, 1-1 in the UFC, in the UFC debut on short notice this year. He fought Bogdan Gushkov and got beat up. And then in the last fight, he beat Ibo Aslan, one of the worst fights I've ever fucking seen in my life. And now he's here. This guy's not good. How he has won the UFC is incredible to just show how awful Ibo Aslan is. This guy is not good. Far from UFC level. Yeah, he's not good. He's not exciting. 4 decision wins. He has more decision wins than he has knockout. Why is he the featured prelim? He's fucking terrible. But he's somehow the way better fighter here. Make it make sense. The betting odds have Billy Elecana minus 230 to plus 180. Hard to disagree. I'd probably have them probably minus 220, so about the same. God, how are you that big of an underdog in Billy Elecana and it makes sense? Christensen's a tall motherfucker, 6'7" to 6'3", okay. 80 inches to 77, so 3 inches in reach for Christensen, or Christian, I want to say Christensen, I don't know why. Elecana 75% predicted, and yeah, he should win this fight. He's probably the better striker, he can probably keep it standing. Christensen does not look like a good fighter from what I remember on Contender Series. He looks like another regional tomato can who should be on like fucking Brazilian regional prelims. Not saying Elecana's good, but again, that kind of showing how shit Christensen is, that he makes Elecana look like a competent MMA fighter. And, yeah, give me Billy Elecana by decision. I think a finish is unlikely. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully all these fights are finishes, of course, but I'm gonna say that's fucking unlikely. And I'm gonna go Billy Elecana by decision and what's gonna be a fucking snooze fest. And, yeah, this fight's terrible. Why is it the featured prelim? The world may never know. This fight sucks. Fuck this card order. Give me Elecana by decision. Shitty way to end the prelims. And there you go, finally after almost an hour, those are the prelims. Are they good? Not really. Did I still talk about for an hour? Because if I have to tell you about every single fighter, because 90% of them you've never heard of? Yeah! Yeah, not a great prelims. The Dumont fight's alright, the Ko fight's good, Dante Johnson's alright, the rest, and Chang Oli's okay. Carlos Alencar's garbage, Ruiz Ardoyan's not great, Christensen Alicana's gonna be boring. It's not a good card. It's just not a good prelims. The order is terrible. There's a few gems, but a lot of it's just shit. Bad prelims, bad order of them. The Apex is back. Thank God next week's Apex card's pretty decent. Let's just get to the main card already. 6 more fights from the Apex. Oh joy, a little bit better, but not great. Let's get into it with our main card opener, our other fight that had a short notice replacement, as we have in our main card opener of UFC Vegas 110 in the flyweight division. A pretty alright fight here, to be honest. We have in our main card opener of UFC Vegas 110, Alan Puro Oso Nascimento versus Cody Custom Made Durden. So I hope you like grappling, because that's what this fight's gonna be. So why is this a short notice replacement? Because this was originally meant to be Al Nascimento and Rafael Estevan. Estevan pulled out about a week and a half ago, and Cody Durden stepped in. And then we get this. Still a decent fight. Would have been interesting to see Estevan get tested here against Nascimento, but now we get Durden in what's going to be what would have been a grappling match either way, but this is going to be a really intriguing grappling match, so let's see what happens. Main card opener, I hope you like grappling. Let's get to it. I'll be in for our first of 2 flyweights here, and we'll be in for the guy who's more than meant to be on the card from the start, the Brazilian Alan Nascimento. 21-6, 34 years old, 3-1 in the UFC. His debut was against Tagir Ulanbekov in a loss. That's a hell of a debut. But he actually did really good in that fight. And then he's won 3 in a row over Jake Hadley, Carlos Hernandez, and Rafael Filho. Nascimento's pretty good when he's fighting. As you see here, a lot of issues with him actually making it to a fight. So we close that. Like, he's only fought 4 times over 2021 through 2025. Thankfully, he is getting active. His second fight this year, which is the first time he's fought twice in a year since 2021. He was on Contender Series back in the day and lost. Nascimento's decent. Very good grappler from shoot to box. He's good. Beat Rafael Filho in the last fight, which how good has that win aged after Filho's last win? 2 shitty ones here, but it happens. Yeah, Nascimento's pretty decent. He's a pretty decent fighter. Do I think he's gonna be top 15 or anything? Probably not, but I think it's a top 20 guy in the division. Good grappling. Striking is a little not great. It's very minute striking, but grappling's good. Cardio's good. Hopefully he can make weight this fight. Good to see him staying active. Shoot to box always produces good fighters. Good to see him staying active. Let's see what Nascimento can do here. Second fight of the year, coming off a very good one against Filho. Not very much else to say there. Yeah, simple. And then for the opponent, Cody Durden, the short notice replacement from fighting the undefeated Estevan to now fighting the 17-8-1 Cody Durden. 34 years old, 6-1 UFC. His wins have been Arichi Lang, JP Buys, Carlos Mota, Charles Johnson, Jake Hadley, Matt Schnell. His losses have been Jimmy Flick, Muhammad Mukayev, Tagir Ulanbekov, Bruno Silva, Joshua Venge, Jose Ochoa. He had a draw with Chris Gutierrez. Durden's a really weird case. He's like he's not bad, but he's not amazing either. He's very fine. He's like a top 25, 30 guy at flyweight. He can beat shittier fighters or even accidentally beat Charles Johnson. But if you look at the rest of his ones outside of Energy, they're pretty shit. And if you look at his losses outside of Jimmy Flick, they're all very understandable. So he's very mid. He's a good tester. He's really good at testing fighters. If you want to test out a prospect, have him fight Durden, because either he will completely check him, like Carlos Mota, or they're gonna beat him and look very good, like Van and Ochoa. So I don't know. Durden's alright. Very mid. Deep striking is decent. I think he's easily the better striker here. We know his wrestling's good. He's fine. He's he's mid. Like, I don't know what else to say. He's pretty mid, coming in on short notice here. I believe is that 130 catch weight? I think it is, from what I remember seeing, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, let's see what he can do here. A 3-fight losing streak would be pretty bad for him. So, let's see if he can save his job and get a win here. We know we're getting with him. He's a better striker here, and his grappling's decent. See what Durden can do here. The very mid Cody Durden, which is not an insult, just what he is. The bang answer his fight to have actually got a lot closer. I swear, like, early in the week, Nascimento was almost like minus 200 or some shit. Now he's pretty much in a pick'em. I'd probably have Nascimento like minus 135, 140. He should be a slight favorite, but slight. I could see a world where Durden does win this fight. I think Durden could stop takedowns when on the feet, or could get on top and control time and do shit like that. So I think that's a very close one. Nascimento's an inch taller with 2.5 inches in reach, and he's 91% picked. I'm gonna lean Nascimento here, but I would not be shocked if Durden won at all. I could definitely see a path for him to win this. Again, if they just go out there and have a striking match, I think Durden's gonna win for sure. I think Durden's a much better striker than Nascimento. But in a grappling match, that's a lot of interesting parts to that. Who's gonna gas first? Who's gonna be trying submissions or ground and pound? That's gonna be interesting. So more than likely, this is gonna be a grappling match. If Nascimento wants a chance at winning, it's gonna be a grappling match, and I think he can squeak out a win in there with Durden coming in on short notice. Give me Alan Nascimento by decision. Gonna be interesting. I don't think it's a for sure safe pick again. I'm happy the odds have kind of got a little bit closer, because I do think he's a little too big of a favorite. And yeah, give me Alan Nascimento by decision. Guy could see Durden spring the upset here, would not be shocked at all. And but I'm not gonna predict that. Give me the Brazilian by decision to open the main card. Give me Nascimento. Not very much else to say. See what happens. That's really all there really is to say. There you go. An interesting main card opener. Hope you like grappling. After that, we get to our second fight of the main card, and a fight that makes no sense being on the main card, but don't worry, it's not the only welterweight fight on the main card that has no right being here, as we have in our worst fight of the main card in the welterweight division, a fight that's not very good. Maybe it's fun, maybe it'll be fun, but that's not a good enough reason to have it on the main card over more deserving fights. As we have in our second fight of the main card at welterweight, the definitely why is this on the main card fight of the main card. We have Charles Chuck Buffalo Ratke versus Daniel Tigano Frunza. If I had a penny for every Romanian on this card, I would somehow have 2 pennies, which is not a lot, but it's weird I would have that many. I swear the only 2 Romanians in UFC are on this card, with Frunza and Ardoyan. What is he on Kutilava again? Is he Romanian? I don't remember. Yeah, great fight here. Said no one ever. 2 guys coming off losses. Why is this on this card? Well, no, this is a fine fight, but why is it on the main card? over Dumont. Dumb. Let's talk about it. Hopefully it's a fun fight at least. We'll begin with the American here, not the Romanian. Charles Radke, 10-5, 35 years old, 3-2 in the UFC. He actually has a winning record still. His 3 wins in UFC have been Blood Diamond, Gilbert Urbina, and Matthew Summelsberger. His 2 losses have been Carlos Prates and Mike Malat. He's not very good. 3 wins, 3 shit fighters, his 2 losses. Understandable with Prates. How do you get knocked out by Mike Malat? I don't think much of Radke. He's Bilal's teammate, enough said there. He's an asshole. Man, him and Cody Darren on the same card. They would be best friends. Yeah, I don't think much of Radke. He hits pretty hard. But again, he trains with Bilal, so that's an L in its own right. He got knocked out by Mike Malat somehow. He's not very good. I don't know what you really want me to say. He's just not very good. And, yeah. You train with Bilal. Enough said. And then for his opponent, the Romanian Daniel Frunze, 9-3, 31 years old, has a birthday the same day as me. Oh yeah. Doesn't mean I'm gonna pick you and I'm probably the better fighter. He is coming out to Contender Series where he got a contract for fraud checking a tomato can. But that's about it. Oh yeah, I just talked about Frunze on the Tuesday when I made that retrospective. I forgot about that. Yeah, he fraud checked that 17-1 tomato can, got a contract, probably not deserved, but whatever. And he had a banger with Reese McKee where he lost. Got dropped like 4 times, and doctor stopped it. Losing to Reese McKee is a fucking sin, and you suck. But, you know, I guess shit happens. He's not very good. I think he makes Charles Radke look like a competent fighter here. And, yeah, maybe somehow he's getting a step up in competition after a loss. And that says a lot about how shit Reese McKee is, doesn't it? So, yeah, Frunze, not very good. You want me to be honest, he's just not very good. And, yeah, no idea why he got a contract. He lost to Reese McKee. Enough said. Romania, or House Ardo, Jan's all you got. And maybe on Kutilov. Is he Romanian? Can you tell I don't care about this fight? Is that Romanian? He's Moldova. They got the same... Wait, let me... Yeah, they got the same flag. Blue, yellow, red. Blue... Fuck you. Whatever. So I was right, kind of. Dude, you nerds tell me how they're different. What I tell you, the betting odds, Charles Radke minus 145 to plus 115. Yeah, I'd probably have Radke like minus 180, 170. He should win this fight. He's the much better fighter, which says a lot. 5'9" to 6'1", 72 to 73 inches, so both very close. Well, Frunze sounds much taller. We'll see how that holds up. And then reach is about the same. Radke 79%. Yeah, he should win this fight. He's just better, which again says how great Daniel Frunze is. Yeah, this fight's terrible, but yeah, I'll take Charles Radke here. I think he's the much better fighter. Frunze's trash, and what can I really say? So, give me Charles Radke by... I was gonna go decision, but the more I think about it, I think there's gonna be a finish. So give me Charles Radke by knockout in a second. If Reese McKee can almost finish you 100 times, Radke, who's better than McKee, hits harder, should get to finish here. So give me Charles Radke by knockout in a second. He should win this fight. He's better, and yeah, Daniel Frunze is just not good. So give me Charles Radke by knockout in a second. Somehow you make Charles Radke look like a competent fighter. It's almost incredible. And yeah, give me Charles Radke by knockout in a second. Don't love it. Don't love that pick, but I can't pick Daniel Frunze. I can't. You lost to Reese McKee. Enough said. Charles Radke knockout in a second. next. After that, oh my god, we actually get to a competent, good fight on this card, and actually one of the best fights on this card, and I'm super excited for. And we go from a weak main card opener, a shitty fight on the main card, to our third fight on the main card, which is one of the best on it, a banger, a great prospect battle here, a fight I cannot wait for, as we have our third fight of the main card at featherweight, a undefeated battle of prospects between in our third fight, and what a great fight it is of the main card. The Midwest Choppa, Isaac, the Bulgarian, versus the Cuban Problem, Yadir Del Valle. What a great fight this is. Undefeated versus undefeated. 8-0 versus 9-0. Don't look at the records. That was a robbery loss. Two great prospects at featherweight. Someone has to take an L. This is great. This is a great fight. Great matchmaking. I can't wait for this fight. Let's talk about it. Can you tell how happy I am to talk about a good fight after not being able to in like an hour? We'll begin with the first of the two undefeated. Again, he got robbed. Isaac Bulgarian, the more experienced of the two. 8-0, 29 years old. 3-0 in UFC. His 3 wins in UFC so far have been Francis Marshall, Christian Rodriguez, he got robbed, and Brendan Marat, which was one of the most dominating fights I've ever seen. I did not know he's been off for over a year. I swear that Marat fight was this year, but I guess not. First fight in this year, trying to keep his O against Yadir, who's easily his toughest opponent so far. Bulgarian's good. He's good, but he's still green, it seems. Like, his whole game plan is just spam takedowns on you. That's what he did against Marat. His cardio did look improved against Marat, but kind of hard to gas when the guy doesn't fight back. His striking is not great, or we've not seen much of it at least. He's a decent prospect. He's very decent. Getting a real test here, win here would prove a lot about how good Bulgarian is. Hopefully we get to see some striking from him here, because again, he really has shown none in the UFC, or very little, and I'm intrigued to see what he can do here, getting a real test against a good prospect, like what he is. I'm intrigued. Bulgarian's pretty decent, he's a good prospect, little tank, just gonna spam takedowns. See what happens, man. He's pretty decent. See what he can do here. Against another undefeated, very dangerous opponent and good prospect in his own right, the Cuban, which has he been the first Cuban fighter since Yoel on the roster? Yadir Del Valle, 9-0, 29 years old. 1-0 in UFC, coming out to Contender Series where he looked very good there, and then in his debut a couple months ago, he beat up Connor Matthews with ease. He was my lock of the night there, thank you. And now he's coming into this fight. Del Valle's pretty good. He's very good, and he showed in both his UFC fight, or both his last 2 fights, he showed levels. In this fight on Contenders, he showed really good striking, and this fight he showed really good grappling. So he's well-rounded. He's a very well-rounded fighter. He's a very interesting prospect, young-ish, going into the 30s, undefeated, Cuban, which they would love to get in that market because they've not had anything since Yoel. This guy's good. Still haven't seen a lot of him. Like, we've only seen 2 fights so far, so it would be nice to see a little bit more in his repertoire. But, let's see how he does here against a real test like Bulgarian. A great fight here. I'm intrigued to see how he does here. He could get fraud checked here, we'll see. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Del Valle can do here. Very good debut. See what the Cuban can do. YDV. Can he keep his O? Let's see. The betting odds say he will not, having Isaac Bulgarian minus 200 to plus 155. I don't agree. I think those odds are a little wide. I think this should be a pick'em. I think you got 2 great prospects here that you really don't know what's gonna happen when they fight. Like, if you're confident in Dogarian, you're telling me you think he's going to just ragdoll Del Valle and win easily. I struggle to say that with confidence. But if you're picking Del Valle, you're saying he's going to keep it on the feet, and like stop takedowns and win, which is a possibility, but again, it's something that's hard to be confident in. This should be a pick'em. It's a very good fight. I know I didn't talk about either guy much, but we've not seen much of either guy yet, so it's kind of hard to judge it. It really does feel like a high-level contender series fight, because there's two dudes who are undefeated, very good. This is a good fight. I'm very proud of the UFC here for making a good fight here, not feeding these two tomato cans. Let's see what happens. One prospect has to rise, the other has to fall. Let's see which one it is. I think this should be a pick'em. Del Valle's 2 inches taller, but Dogarian got the reach. Del Valle's actually the pick favorite, 54-46. This is a tough one. I don't love having to make a pick here, but man, I can't wait for this fight. Since I have to put in a pick, who am I leaning towards? Who am I feeling here? God, this is such a good fight. I'm gonna go... I'm gonna go the Cuban. I'm leaning towards the Cuban. I think he could keep it standing and win. I think he could stop takedowns, more importantly. I'm gonna go Yadir Del Valle. If I have to make a pick here, gotta make a lean. Give me the underdog. Give me the Cuban. Give me Del Valle. But I'm far from confident. I could see Dogarian winning. I think this is a very good fight. I can't wait. But I'm going to take Yadir Del Valle by decision in what should be a really good fight. I'm very excited for it. And let's see what happens. I can't wait. This is going to be great. Maybe my most anticipated fight of the card, to be honest, the more I think about it and talk about it. I can't wait, but if I have to make a pick, I'm gonna go with Yadir Del Valle by decision. What a fight. Should be a pick'em, could go either way. I can't wait. Give me Del Valle. What a fight, man. Can Dogarian get his takedowns, or will Del Valle keep it standing? Time will tell. Can't wait. I'll go with the underdog. Give me Del Valle, but far from confident. What a fight. There you go. If you don't know, now you know. Watch that fight. Don't overlook this garbage. Not this. Watch that fight. Sadly, after a great fight, we get a shit fight right after it. Oh boy. As we go from maybe the best fight on the card in terms of how excited I am for it, just skill, whatever, to a complete clown show between two old fighters who have already been exposed to being shit. And why is this so high on the card? As we have in our fourth fight of the main card, the co-main to the co-main for some reason. How is this above the last fight? How is this on the main card? This fight's garbage. Jesus fucking Christ, UFC, why? Why do you hate us? As we have in our fourth fight of the main card at welterweight. Why is this so high on the card? Why is this not Dumont and Ketlin? Fuck this fight. As we have in our fourth fight of the main card, a complete drop in skill and everything. After the last fight, we have Jeremiah Wells versus Themba Mamba Gorimbo. Fuck this fight. It's so shit. Why is this on the main card? This literally has no business being on the main card, let alone this high on the main card. What the fuck, man? You're telling me this fight deserves to be here more than Dumont or Nvieta? You're lying. Or Rowe and Co. The best welterweight fight on the card is the first one on the card. This is shit. This is shit. What the fuck are they doing, man? I don't get it. I don't get it. But I guess they really liked this fight, so let's fucking talk about it. We'll begin with the old man in this fight. I believe the oldest fighter on the card, Jeremiah Wells, 12-4-1, 39 years old. Oh, his birthday was yesterday. So, yeah. So on Halloween Eve, good for him. 4-2 in the UFC. He came in the UFC on fire with 4 wins against Warley Alves, Blood Diamond, Court McGee, and Matthew Semelsberger. And then he's lost 2 in a row to Carlston Harris and Max Griffin. Jeremiah, he's old. He's not that good. He's kind of been exposed his last 2 fights. He's not fought in a year and a half. He's almost 40. Like, again, he started off in his UFC career great, 4 wins, not against great competition. Court McGee would be his best win. That was a great knockout, and he was looking like a legit prospect at that moment. But, and then Carlston Harris submitted him. That was not great, and that's not even a great loss. Max Griffin beat him, which I actually think is very understandable. I think Max Griffin's very good. And now he's taken a year and a half off at his age. I don't know. He hits really hard, but most of the time he's not trying to strike. He's trying to wrestle. Like, I don't get it. Like, he has good power, but he's trying to wrestle more than anything. He's almost 40. Off a year and a half of layoff. How am I meant to be excited for this fight? So, unless he lands a good shot and gets a knockout, he's just gonna spam takedowns all fight, and it's gonna be boring. So, he does not have good cardio. He will be gassed by round 2. Welcome back, Jeremiah Wells. Oh boy. Not like his opponent's any better, though, as his opponent is the fraud from Zimbabwe, Thumba Garimbo, 14-5, 34 years old, 4-2 in UFC. His UFC debut was against AJ Fletcher, where he got beat up, but then he went on 4 fight winning streaks. He had both of the other 4-2, that's funny. He went on his own 4 fight winning streak, beating Takashi Sato, Pete Rodriguez, Ramiz Brahimaj, and Nico Price. And Ramiz one has aged really well. The other 3, not so much. And then he got a big step up in competition, got a chance to fight Vicente Luque, and he got beat in 52 seconds. Good job. So this is his first fight in almost a year. We all know he got famous because The Rock gave him a house or some bullshit. Yeah, this guy's terrible. He's not that good. His striking is piss poor. His main offense is hugging you on the cage. He's not very good. I think his career highlights a knockout of Pete Rodriguez and somehow beating Ramiz Brahimaj, which in hindsight I don't even know how he did. So, hey, respect him. He fought 4 times last year. It's just fight 1 time this year, and he lost to AJ Fletcher. What can I say? Zumba sucks. Again, you got beat by a 62-year-old Vicente Luque in 52 seconds. What the fuck, man? You get 1 fight out of the Apex and you get demolished. Dumbass. Dumbass, dumbass, dumbass. Can't wait for this fight. 2 guys who, 1 dude who has good power but doesn't strike, 1 dude who can't strike and has no power, and then 2 dudes who like to grapple. Well, 1 dude likes to shoot takedown, the other likes to hug you on the cage. I can't wait. The betting odds for a fight have them Garimbo -150 to +120. I guess I'd probably have him like -160 in that ballpark. Sure. 5'9" to 6 foot, so Samba's a bit taller, 74 77, he has a good reach advantage. Garimbo feels like the right pick here. I think round 1 could be a little bit bad for him, but then I think Jeremiah is gonna gas, and I think Samba could end up on top in some scrambles and win rounds and boringly there. Give me Thunder Garimbo in a piss poor excuse for a fight. 39 or 34, both been fraud checked. This fight would have been really cool a year ago. A little late now. And even a year ago it shouldn't be this high on the card, let alone now. Shit fight. Give me Thunder Garimbo by decision. I think he can squeak out a boring win. Do I really care? No. This fight sucks. Give me Thunder Garimbo by decision. Shit fight. Why is this so high on the card? There's no way this doesn't go to decision. Give me Garimbo by decision. Shit fight. Fuck this fight. Why is this above this or Dumont? Ugh. Fucking UFC, man. What are they doing? What are they doing? Thankfully, after that, we get back to some decent fights as we get to the co-main event of the evening. This time, all the way up in the heavyweight division for a fight that's pretty decent. Probably should be the main event, but whatever. As we get away from the shit fights on this card as we get to the big two fights on the card, even if they're not the greatest, better than what the fuck a lot of this card is. As we have in our co-main event of the evening after that shit Wells fight, we have in the co-main event of the evening in the top 10 of heavyweight to see if their new signing is legit or not after a great debut. We have in the co-main event of the evening, Salsa Boy, Waldo, Cortez, Acosta versus Walking Trouble, Ante Delija. Decent co-main event here for Apex Standard. Veteran versus newer guy in the division, even though Monte's more experienced UFC-wise, he's not. Don't love seeing Waldo, but he's active, I'll give him that. Delija, we should see if he's legit. This is a fine co-main. Again, probably should be the main event, it's a bigger fight for its division than the main, but whatever. I'm more than okay with Waldo Cortez Acosta not getting a main event. And, this is a good co-main. So, after whatever bullshit happened last week at heavyweight, hopefully we can get something good here. Let's talk about it. We'll be enough to more UFC experienced fighter, Salsa Boy, Waldo Cortez Acosta, 14-2, 34 years old, another guy who had an October birthday. 7-2 in UFC, but that record is very shaky due to robberies. Coming out with Contender Series, he beat Jared Venter and Jay Sherman. Not great performances. Lost to DeLima, beat Bresky, Orlovsky, which fight where everyone hates him after the Span. He lost to Spivak, and he lost to Pavlovich. And now he's here, so really he is 6-3. Which is still a fine record. Not many people like Waldo. We'll start with that statement. Most people don't really like him because he's a boring point fighter and kind of an asshole. He taunts more than he actually fights, and he kind of just an asshole how he disrespected Andrei Arlovsky. He's not that good, to be honest. I'll say he's tough, because Pavlovich hit him with bombs and he did not go down, so I'll give that. He's very tough. But yeah, he's just not very likable. He's not exciting. He's not good. It's Waldo. I'll give him that again. He's very fucking active. This is his third fight of the year. Good for him on that regard. We need active heavyweights. Aside from that, I can't really say much good about this guy. He's kind of just an asshole. I've never really liked him, and most people don't either. Can't really say I don't understand it. And then for his opponent, the sophomore outing for the veteran of MMA, but not really UFC, Ante Delija, 26 and 6, 35 years old, 1-0 in UFC. Very experienced MMA, like I said, but UFC only 1-0, and that was his UFC debut a couple months ago, smashing Marcin Tybura, and he looked good. He looked very good, and now we see if he's really legit here. Tybura, fine win, but not a great one. Tybura kind of sucks. Does suck. So now let's see how he does against someone a little bit better than Tybura, someone a little bit bigger than Tybura, younger than Tybura, so faster than Tybura, fucking better chin than Tybura. Let's see how he does here. Again, he's been fighting for a while, so he's not some new kid who's fucking 6-0. He's experienced. He's been under big lights. No, not really. But he's been fighting for a while. And now he's in UFC. He's got a lot of talk because he's Tom Aspinall's boy. Hopefully he doesn't quit like Aspinall. He could be a good new addition to the roster. Do I think he's going to be a champion or anything? Probably fucking not. But I think he's a good addition to the roster, and anything at heavyweight's a good addition, really, so let's see how he does here. Getting a real test here. Co-main, top 6 opponent in his second fight. Clearly they're not gonna waste time building him up, because again, he is a very experienced dude. Let's see how he does here. Let's see if he's legit. Time will tell. Not much to say. Looked great in the first 2 minutes we saw them fighting. How does he do against someone who won't go down to one punch, though? Let's find out. The Banners fight have Waldo Cortez Acosta the slight favorite, which is understandable. I can see the point there. Would I say this should probably be a pick'em? Probably. But this is a tough one to predict. Yeah, I'd probably say it could be a pick'em. Waldo's an inch taller, and they have the same reach. Delicha's the pick favorite, which is interesting. I want to see how many decisions does Delicha have? 7. Okay, that's good. I don't think he's gonna be able to finish Waldo. If Pavlovich couldn't, who hits harder? Who hit Waldo over 3 rounds of big shots? I don't think Delicha's gonna get to finish either. I'm not saying Delicha doesn't have power, but if Pavlovich couldn't put him out, I don't think Ante is going to. This is gonna be an interesting fight. Hopefully this is a really good striking match. I would imagine it's going to be. Waldo can't grapple, and who knows if Delicha. I'm intrigued. This is gonna be a good one. Hopefully. Waldo, fine kickboxer. Ante, good striker from what we've seen. This is a good co-main. But who am I going to pick in it? Give me the underdog. Give me Ante Delija. A, because fuck Waldo. And B, let's see if this guy's legit. Kind of hard to pick against the guy again, because I did with Tybura. That was genius. It's hard to pick against him again when we really don't know how good he really is, and we know Waldo ain't good. Kind of my same thought process as what was the pick last week? I forget, or not that long ago. Whatever that pick was, it's again the process of we know one guy isn't good, but we don't know if the other is or not. So I'll go with the devil I don't know. Give me Ante Delija by decision. Maybe he could finish Waldo, but I highly doubt it. And there's always a possibility for Waldo to win. He could easily point fight his way to a boring fight like he always does. So there's many ways this can go, and I'm very intrigued. But I'm going to go Ante Delija by decision. I think this is a very good co-main event, and I'm very excited for it. In terms to see if Delija's legit. Hopefully he is, because heavyweight needs it. And let's see what happens. Give me Ante Delija by decision. Could see a Waldo win here. Could see it going either way. I'm intrigued. I'm excited. Give me Delija by decision. Let's see if he's legit. Good co-main event. After whatever the fuck that Wells fight is. Pretty good. And then finally, an hour and 40 minutes later, we get to the main event of the evening. A fight that is not the biggest fight on the card in this division. I would say third. A fight where it has no right being a main event. Even though it's going to be a great fight, it should still not be a main event. We have the main event of the evening, still probably a better main event, however the fuck next week's card is. We have in the featherweight division's top 15, I think this number 12 versus 13 or something along those lines. We have in the main event of the evening to close out UFC Vegas 110 with the weakest main event maybe of the year, unless I'm blatantly forgetting something. We have then UFC Vegas 110 with what's going to be a great fight, but still has no right being a main event. At featherweight, Steve Mean Machine Garcia versus David Silent Assassin Onama. Like I said, this is a really good fight in terms of the fight. I think it's probably going to be a banger, etc. But this has no right being a main event. It's out of the 3 fights that are top, or that are ranked battles in their division, this is the lowest one. Again, if you're going off rankings, Dumont Vieira should be the main event. Like, I don't get the point of the rankings if the lowest ranked fight on the card, in terms of who's actually ranked, it gets the main event spot. I don't get it. So, yes, it's the best fight of the 3. It's gonna be a great fight, but that's not a good enough reason. It's just fucking not. And I don't know. I just don't think this is a good main event. Still better than next week's, which has an unranked guy in a goddamn main event. But I don't know. I just don't like this as a main event. I like the fight. It's a great fight, but it's a terrible main event in terms of logic. So, what can you do? What we're gonna do is talk about fighters getting with probably the guy who's mainly getting this main event. Onama's not really the one who deserves it. Steve Garcia, 18-5, 33 years old, 6 wins in a row with a 7-2 UFC record. He started as a lightweight, and that didn't go very well for him, going 1-2 there. But since moving down to featherweight, he's just kicked ass for the last couple years, beating Chase Hooper, Shailan Erdenbekov, Mel Costa, Sungwoo Choi, Kyle Nelson, Calvin Kattar. 6 in a row, 5 finishes. This guy's good. This guy's really damn good. I know a lot of those ones are not strong. Hooper and Costa being the best ones. A couple cans in there like Choi and Erdenbekov. And then Nelson, and then Kattar happened this year, so it was a shit win. Garcia's good, man. Garcia's good. He's a fucking Terminator. He just walks forward, he tries to knock your fucking head off. He's not a point fighter, that's for sure. He's trying to finish you. And, he's good. 6 in a row at featherweight. Getting a lot of hype and respect now. I'm happy for him in that term, because he was kind of, for like 2 years, he was building this winning streak, getting no hype, and now he finally is, so that's good. He's good. I don't know what else to say. He's a good striker, good power, cardio, pretty decent in that Kattar fight at least. First main event, obviously. Let's see how he does. Let's see what he can do here. Getting the big spotlight. Main reason this fight's the main event. Can he make it to 7 in a row? Let's find out. Out of a shitty lightweight turned into a great featherweight. Crazy. Truly crazy. Let's see what Steve can do. And then for his opponent, David Onama from Uganda, 14 and 2, 31 years old, 6 and 2 in the UFC on his own winning streak of 4 in a row. God, I never thought he'd be in a main event. He still shouldn't be. His wins in the UFC have been Gabriel Benitez, Garrett Armfield, Gabriel Santos, Jonathan Pierce, Roberto Romero, and Giga Chikadze. His 2 losses have been Mason Jones and Nate Landwehr. Onama is not amazing. I don't know why he got such a big step up in competition in a top 15 fight. I don't know why they hand him the easy Giga win instead of some more deserving. Onama's alright. He's not terrible, but he's not great either. He's very mid, kind of the same thing I said with Durden, but I think he's a lot better than Durden. Featherweight's a better division than flyweight. I think he's mid. He's not terrible by any means, but he's not top 15 level. He's just not. You can't look at the top 15 and say David Onama deserves to be in there, and he doesn't stick out like a Thor's thumb being in there. Yes, he's a decent fighter. He has good striking, he has good power. His grappling's okay. Outside of that, his wins are not great. His best win is Giga in 2025. He's lost to Nate and Mason, which are not great, but that Nate Landwehr fight was one of the best fights I've ever seen. This winning streak, four wins, cool. Are they the great wins? No. Gabriel Santos, I don't think much of. Jonathan Pierce, cut from UFC. That was a good one at the time, though. Roberto Romero, Giga Chikadze, old. I don't know. I don't get why they're trying to push Onama. He's cool, I guess, but there's better. Shepe Marshall, Sean Woodson, Milk Costa. I could keep going. Kevin Vallejos. Onama's cool, but why is he getting this push by the UFC? Because that's what it is. He didn't earn this. He's getting pushed. He didn't deserve the Giga fight, and he won it, but I don't know. He's fine. He's nothing special. He's David Onama. He's perfectly mid. Shouldn't really be ranked. Prove me wrong. Not sure what to really say. The bang outs for this fight are very close, which I don't know if I agree with. We have Garcia only minus 135 to plus 110. I think I would have Garcia minus 200. He should win this fight. He is the A side in this fight. He is an inch taller with an inch in reach and 81% picked. He should win this fight. I would have him minus 200. If you want break down fight striking, I think Garcia might be a little cleaner, might be silly to say, but I think he's a better striker. Onama has better power, but if Steve can keep his chin down on the Machete fight, he should be fine. Grappling, I doubt we see. If we did, I think Onama's probably better, because we've seen him grapple before, but I guess Garcia got a couple TKOs, so who knows. It's a fun fight, but it's not a main event, it's just not. But, whatever, prove me wrong. I'm gonna go with Steve Garcia here. I think he's just a better fighter. He is the A side in this fight. He should be a bigger favorite. Give me Steve Garcia here. Onama's a tough son of a bitch to finish. I could see him getting finished. Am I gonna pick that? Nah, I'm gonna go Garcia by decision. If I can't confidently think of a finish prediction, I'm gonna go decision. Could I see Garcia finishing Onama in round 3, 4, 5? Yeah. Do I think it's likely? Maybe. Am I gonna pick it? No. Give me Steve Garcia by decision. Again, a finish is possible on either side. Onama could clip Garcia for sure. But I'm going to go Garcia by decision. I think the spotlight's going to be too big for these guys at times. It might be a little bit of a mid-fight for a round or so, or at times. And, yeah. not a great main event in terms of its logic. Good main event in terms of the fight should be fun. And give me Steve Garcia by decision to make it 7 in a row, win his first main event, and beat David Onama, who really shouldn't be here. So give me Garcia by decision. Onama could win by a big knockout, but outside of that, I think Garcia is better. And give me Steve Garcia by decision to end a very not great card. Finally, an hour and 50 minutes later, I can say, boom, that's a card. Go over my picks one more time. Talita Alankar by decision. Seok Hyun Ko by decision. Alice Ardoyan by decision. My lock of the night. That's still gross to say. Norm Dumont by decision. Dante Johnson by knockout in the first. Chang Ho Lee, the best underdog on the card, by decision. Billy Elecana by decision. Alan Nascimento by decision. Charles Ratke by knockout in the second. Yadir Del Valle by decision. Themba Garimbo by decision. Ante Delija by decision. And David Onama, or Steve Garcia to beat David Onama by decision. Bang. So let's get to the main point. Why so many decisions? Because this is a shit card. How many of these fights can I actually see being a finish? Yeah, being generous. No. This could be... No. Maybe. Doubtful. No. Unlikely. 3. Garcia, Nascimento, and Co. I could see maybe ending in finishes. Everything else is going to go to decision, I think. Unless some crazy shit happens, and which I of course hope it does. But yeah, there you go. I hate to pick so many decisions, but I'm not going to force finish picks when I don't think they're warranted. And I don't think they're warranted here, so there you go. That's UFC Vegas 110. Is it a good card? Not really. Are there good fights on it? Yes, Dolgarian, Delija, the main event, Dumont. That's a big fight, not a good one. Sung Hyo Ko, Dante Johnson. Those are decent fights. When you got shit like Garimbo, like fucking Alankar, like Kwam, Jeff, I thought right, like Alakana. It's not a great card. It's a very apex card. Good to have some prospects on it at least. So you got that. Got some veterans. Got some rankings at least. Is it the worst apex card I've seen? No. Is it still a bad card, especially after 2 bad cards? Yeah. Do I hope it overperforms and is good? Yeah. But we can only hope, I guess. Let's find out, man. I have hope, even though it's dim, and we gotta deal with this for 2 weeks, next week's in the Apex as well. So let's just hope, pray, and fucking cry that, and see if this card's gonna be any good, and time will tell. Time will truly fucking tell, so let's see what happens. November 1st, let's see how November's fights kick off, because we got 4 cards in November, 2 Apex, and then MSG and Qatar. So we got 2 shit ones to start and 2 good ones to end, at least on paper. We'll see. Could be completely reversed for all we know. But time will tell. I'm intrigued in some of the things on this card. Either way, I'm gonna watch it. And let's see what happens. You'll hear what happens by me if you're not going to watch the card on Sunday for the recap, stream-wise on Saturday night for the after party. I'll be doing the pre-party tonight and the hangover on Sunday. And shorts, I'll have one out later today by the time you're watching it. I'll probably have it out, and I'll be doing a picks one like always sometime early tomorrow. So there you go. That's about that, man. My longest video in a while. I can't believe this went an hour and 50 plus minutes. But when a card's so shit, I gotta tell you about every fighter. Expect that. So, expect the same thing next week as well. You know, that card's a lot better, but still. That being said, not really a whole lot left to be said. Apex is back for 2 weeks. Let's hope the cards over deliver like the Tyra and Fluffy cards a couple months ago. And see what happens, man. See what happens. Happy Halloween. Hope you have a great Halloween, and let's head into November not long after that by saying, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn so we go by the end of 2025. We have 2 months. Again, can't believe it's already November. And as always, without ever forgetting to say something which I don't believe I am. As always, again, happy Halloween, and RX is out. Good vibes. Only. And always.